Hello, everybody. Welcome. Good Lord, it's us again, or it's me again, and this is here my guest this week, Cristan Leonard. Cristan, say hello.
Hello.
Cristan, she's not Chris Mejia.
No.
There's a Chris part.
We get confused with each other a lot.
Letters,
yeah,
a ton.
we also both talk about Kanye too much.
So you were a
Too
fan
much.
of Kanye?
Very much so.
Okay. Did you get to check out what we did last week?
I didn't.
Have you heard of KanyeQuest 3030?
Just today, and I'm very interested. It sounds like even better vision than is 3030 like Kanye vision, like 2020 is.
It's actually the year he gets teleported. So everybody here who's watching, they got to see it last week. We played KanyeQuest 3030. How much gaming do you do? Are you a gamer?
The last game I played regularly was probably Dr. Mario. So
okay, so that is about as deep as you can get.
Yeah,
That's like 1990.
Yeah.
Okay, this will be fun.
Yeah,
you know what a JRPG is?
I know RPG is role-playing game.
You know,
J is a...
You know Pokemon?
Yes.
You know how when they attack
I liked Pokemon Snap, actually.
Okay, so that's the most
real
unlike
the
JRPG. So KanyeQuest 3030 is a JRPG. So you run around, and then you have to take turns fighting. So you have to go through a menu, select your fight, then he hits.
Okay.
And it's very boring. It's very long, and it's a lot of reading, which everyone knows how bad I am at reading. So KanyeQuest 3030, me and Chris got to play last week, and it is a game where Kanye is at home. He woke up from his Kanye rest. He did the whole thing, and I tried to memorize the whole thing. It was he woke up from his Kanye rest. He put on his Kanye best, which is his Kanye vest.
Ooh.
They did like 10 of them. I'm sure these guys are going to start.
And then he put you to the Kanye test.
All that stuff. He goes and takes out the garbage. Then he gets teleported into the year 3030.
Kanye doesn't take out his own garbage. That's bullshit.
In this game, he does, and he gets his own Coca-Cola.
I don't buy it.
So
the teleportation or the time travel, I was on board with all of that, but don't
you're gonna have to suspend your disbelief on his life because he had to go and fight the base god.
The base god?
Base god, yeah. Lil B.
Lil...
Another rapper, I guess.
Okay.
Chris Mejia knows. I don't know.
Okay. I will say my knowledge of rap is similar to my knowledge of video games. Very, very small.
Well, this is perfect because then I'm just going to pitch you why you should play this game.
Okay, do it.
So you go into this world, into the 3030 world, and you're walking around alone, and then you find a clone of Tupac. And then you have to have Tupac join you. And then you start just walking around with them, and you have to fight. You're in Brooklyn, then you have to go to Manhattan.
Wait, is the clone of Tupac like Tupac 2?
It's just clone of Tupac.
I feel like there's so many options for puns there that they just missed out on.
Like just spelling it T-W-O Pac?
It's the second
I's
Tupac,
and then
so
a
you could do Roman numeral Tupac. I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of options that they could have played with.
Yeah, there are, but they didn't.
Wow.
After the Kanye best rest quest,
they were like, we're done.
They
we're out of fun for the game. It's all serious from
very,
here on.
very early. The big thing, actually, first I'm going to talk about, I reached out to Chris Mejia, and I asked him to give me a summation of what he thought of the game. So I'm going to read this to you guys. Are you guys ready for me to read? I have a lot of reading on this podcast, and it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. Chris's take is, quote, I liked the game once we stopped dying. We had a really rough go. I was playing. It got to the point where I had to give it to Chris, and then the episode just went up from there. We were like down in the dirt, and then I gave it to him. He saved us. He said it was super ridiculous, and it felt really thrown together because that whole secret shit seemed like the true purpose of the game, which I'm about to get into. Whether it was truly for a cult or not, which I'm about to get into, there was no real need for variety of moves, just some kind of needed as the same attacks to beat everyone. Needed more sound bits of Kanye going, huh? Because they would do that whenever he would beat someone. Also, it could use more Kanye wakes from his Kanye nest. Kanye needs to get Kanye dressed. There was no Kim, but this was in 2010, and Kanye was only banging Kim on the DL. And there was no Taylor Swift references, which is Chris's great analysis.
I feel like she should have been the final boss.
She should have been. That was the base god after you had to fight Notorious B.I.G.
Why would he fight Notorious B.I.G.?
Because they're all clones. They took over the world.
Oh.
Yeah, rappers took over the world. So like you in the wild, you would fight. This is how dated the game was. You would fight Snoop Lion, not Snoop Dogg. You remember those?
Is he
2
back
months?
to Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, I think he was only there for like 3 months.
Okay.
But then like Dr. Dre, Eminem, all these other people you had to fight. You saw Kendrick Lamar showed up one time.
Oh, well.
So that was fun.
That feels topical.
But the big thing I wanted to talk about was there is a part of the game that was real weird. that me and Chris got into. We actually had to quit the game to go back because there's no going back. You go up to this people. There is a controversy around this game that's been hiding for years. And people think that it's a recruitment game for a cult.
A Kanye cult?
No, actually. You would think it's like the cult of Jesus.
Cult.
But it's just another cult. And I have this all written here, so I'm going to be reading a lot. And I'm so sorry about it, guys, because reading is not my strong suit. Essentially, if you want to look at this too, you go up to a task force member who's controlling the city, and they say...
That already sounds culty.
Yeah,
very
and he says, what do you want to do? And then you have to enter Ascend. And when you enter Ascend, you go to this grayscale black and white world, and you're just this little butterfly, and you're stuck in this world, and you can't go anywhere. So right when you go to this world, I'm going to read what it says. Once you hit Ascend, bringing this up so I can read it, it says, congratulations, you've proven yourself to be an open-minded and curious thinker. We must apologize for deceiving you, but we can reveal that the game you were playing until this point was a front constructed to protect what you're currently accessing. We must ask that you do not reveal this area to the public, which we're doing now and we did last week.
Yeah, well,
if you believe that you may be prone to revealing information or do not wish to participate, please close this program immediately by pressing Alt F4 or selecting the No option when it appears. By selecting the Yes option, you agree to participate and not reveal information.
See, that to me dates the game more than anything because everyone's going to screen capture and tweet that. Like that is...
Oh, yeah. Well, we were doing it live, so I was like, I guess we're in it.
Yeah, well, that's...
So,
but like the Illuminati hasn't come and taken you away or anything yet. So
not yet, but that's because I didn't finish it. When they ask for your address at the end. if you do it gets real weird. I can't wait for it to explain all this to you because it is
like physical
super
address,
creepy.
not email address.
And I'm
like
not sure
real...
if it's a joke. Yeah, they ask you to put it in, and then they say they'll contact you in a week. But I don't know anyone who's done it, and maybe that's the scary part is that anyone who has done it doesn't speak about it because they're no longer
even
here.
happening. Maybe you're a clone. Maybe you're not the real Aaron Kirby anymore. Maybe you're just a clone.
Oh, fuck. Well, that was just the end of the podcast. I'm just gonna cut it. Like we're done. I can't. Here's what the game says if you select yes. It says, the following is a thought exercise designed to help teach you something beneficial. By undertaking this exercise, you will hopefully be affected in a positive way. Due to the nature of the exercise, this is something that cannot be revealed immediately. This exercise, kind of like Scientology, this exercise may or may not be restricted to this software. It is important to remember that the purpose of this exercise is to benefit you. You will not be timed. We cannot provide any more information except that we wish you good luck. You may begin now. Welcome to your Ascension. And so then you're just in this world like this, like it looks really boring, and there's these gates and there's these terminals.
Like lockers? It looks
They're
like
just
a high
walls.
school hallway.
So you have a gateway, and you have to go up, but each thing when you access it just says a Roman numeral, and so there's no clues whatsoever on how to pass it. So you have to go online to find it. So this person spent 40 minutes putting in all the passwords, and then they went up to this next level. So that's the little butterfly you get to play.
Okay.
And it's darker. Also, a lot of people were noticing that when we went down in this, there was a giant QRC code, but I can't find any information. And it's a QRC code. It's like you can scan it with your phone and it'll take you to a product.
Okay,
or
yeah,
a service
yeah.
or an app.
Okay, yeah.
But it was just huge, and like you couldn't zoom out, so I'm not sure if it had any sort of actual application, but I couldn't find any information on it. If anyone in chat has found what's Billy Anderson saying? This is the first time Kirby has talked about doing exercises in forever. Thank you. Thank you, Billy. If any of you guys know what the QRC code is, let us know. And the beard, thank you. I can't grow this has been 1 week's time, guys. This is going to take me another 6 weeks to get the beard back. You have to understand the dedication it takes. So once you get through, you go to this white screen.
Oh,
and it just says gibberish emerged. And then the paste bin says this is what the terminal says when you use it. Once you're finally done, it says you have proven your worth once again. You have ascended. However, further ascension is always possible. If you do not wish to ascend further, your journey ends here. So please close this program by pressing Alt F4 or selecting the No option above. By selecting the Yes option, you agree to participate further and grant us permission to interact with your possessions. Would you like to participate? What? If you choose No, you get sent to the title screen. If you choose Yes, it shows this. Over the following 2-week time period, we will interact with you and your possessions in several ways. Keep an eye out, as some of these ways may be subtle, others may not be. We may attempt to contact you directly. If we do this, we will attempt to notify you of our presence using a keyword. If you still consent to participation, please select the yes option. Do you wish to participate?
I mean, I appreciate that they keep asking you if you still want to do this, but they haven't at all articulated really what you're like. What's the keyword? And are they just gonna like rearrange the letters on your refrigerator?
Because then they're gonna think
creepy
like,
as hell.
Like they see a rabbit running in their backyard and they're like, that's the word.
What?
I have to chase the rabbit, or I don't. And then they ask for your address. You put it in, and they say, enjoy the next 2 weeks and await instruction.
So did you put your address in?
No, I didn't get through all of it, and that's why I think that anyone who has gotten through all of it,
I need to know now. Yeah.
That's my
or yeah, maybe it's just like
because even this person didn't get through all of it. They say apparently it asks for this, so that I have no actual hard proof that it's happening. It's freaky, isn't it?
So yeah, this is either like a game possessed by the devil, or just some like really bored stoner programmers being like, let's fuck with some kids.
Right, but how deep do you have to go?
It is deep
because they give
just
you
the
no
whole,
clues.
like. This is something I've always wondered about when there's like secret levels and stuff in games. Like, how do they get that information out there? Because remember, I didn't play a lot of video games as a kid, but I watched my brothers play Mario just way too much, and just sat around and watched them play for hours. And I don't like there would always be secret levels, and it's like, how do you get this information out there?
It's like through leaking through the internet.
But this was pre-internet.
I don't know. They write each other letters.
Yeah.
Nintendo Power. Nintendo Power is a magazine that Nintendo used to put out.
Oh, and it would
Probably
have like
get through
secret
that. And
codes and stuff
would,
in it.
Have to,
Okay.
give $5 and send something in.
I didn't get deep into the culture, as you can tell.
So there is a cult. It's a new age cult called Ascensionism.
Ooh.
And that's what people. There's a theory that Ascensionism. This is what
goes
it's all
back
about.
to at least 2006.
That's my favorite part. They're
At
like,
least.
at least it is old. It went back maybe 10 years.
Not quite pre-YouTube,
Back during
but
the
definitely
iPhone 1 era.
pre-Instagram. For sure.
100% pre Instagram.
Yeah.
So these Ascensionists believe that every person is a clone and their soul is split into two parts, and as such, they do not truly die until the clones are dead, because any soul from a dead clone or originator will just wander until it finds another clone with the same host spirit and will combine with it. And this game's about clones.
Okay.
This whole game.
This is bad. I feel like this is Ascensionists just don't want people to have Facebook profiles because they're saying that's your clone. And if you die...
What?
It's you're
want to bring it back?
Yeah, go back up a little. Like you're splitting yourself into two, like your physical self and your virtual self, which is kind of a clone of you if you think about it. And
Not if you're true to yourself on the internet.
Are you though?
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see
I try to be.
the smile and the flicker of demonism in his eye as he said that.
While we talk about this really quick, I'm going to tell the chat, because we're about 30 seconds behind on the chat. I'm going to let me know what your favorite part is so we can talk about it more. Because my favorite parts, before we continue talking about cults, was that it was all about Kanye. It was ridiculous. I liked seeing all the other rappers. I loved that Snoop Lion was Snoop Lion instead of Snoop Dogg, and he had the big Rasta hat on. I love the after everything you did, which was great. I wish they would have had that soundbite and everything. I also love that Chris started playing it for me, because the game, we were doing a real bad, not entertaining job before he took over.
Yeah.
So I'd like to ask them what their favorite parts are. But let's keep talking about this cult.
Lizard Kanye. I will not pray for Topher Mejia. Just want to put that out there.
We pray for Jesus?
Yes. 2 or 4?
I don't know. What's the difference?
Well, praying for someone is like, I'm going to pray for them to like hope they get better. Praying to someone is like, I'm going to ask that dude to.
So
are we acknowledging Jesus as God and praying to him for the fulfillment of our lives?
Praise be.
All right.
Praise be. This camera is right in the middle of the chat, so it's very difficult to read. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is a cult? This is a front for a cult? I was really upset that at the end of it, it had nothing to do with Kanye. Because if it would be the funniest, deepest troll like you're talking about, if the whole thing was like, at the end, pray to Jesus.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, there's this creepy cult out.
Get on
and
title.
all of this game ties into this cult.
Yeah.
And we're going to find you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I need someone who watches this. I need one of our thumpers. Those are our people.
Oh.
They're thumpers. Because rabbits.
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 Yeah. Oops.
Someone needs to sacrifice themselves. and someone needs to do it. And I think it's Billy Anderson who should.
Yeah, I agree. Billy Anderson, as his roommate, I know he has a lot of free time on his hands. Really needs to.
And no one really noticed if you'd go missing.
I won't see him for weeks at a time, and I'll realize that I'm mysteriously a little bit happier.
Me too.
Have you guys met? Has your world met Billy yet? Is
Billy was. Everybody knows Billy.
Punching bag.
He was part of the first episode of What the Fuck Is This?
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, where we played The Room. Have you seen The Room?
No, this is
a movie. It's a really bad movie. They made a game.
Oh, okay, not the movie Room.
No,
I was like, that's a game? That's horrible.
No, not
that's
the one that
terrible.
just won the award, which is very good and everyone should go see.
Awful. That's very, very good movie. Very sad.
It is very sad. I just love that there is a Kanye game. I wish there should be more Kanye. There needs to be more Kanye games. It was rated Y for Yeezy. But I
think if the games just had like his songs as a soundtrack, I would just play just to like listen to the songs.
They had like weird 8-bit kind of songs in the background, and me and Chris would like realize it as we were playing it. Those were fun little Easter eggs to find.
Yeah.
But it took them 2 years to figure out this Colt thing.
Yeah. That's So there's no one in the interwebs who's had Kanye show up at their door. Leaving.
So Billy says he'll be the pledge. We need to know. So in 2 weeks' time, we'll find out what happens to these people. But in due time, let's go play a game.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's go play Warlock Is it Overlord?
Corgi Warlock.
Corgi Warlock fight times.
Is that what we're doing?
What is it? And then we're going to be playing something with vampires and zombies. Or Vikings. There's mythical things all over, and then there's a corgi involved.
Vikings are not mythical.
They are in my world.
Aren't you a descendant, like a direct descendant?
Yeah. Ancestry?
Let's go play the corgi.
Let's go. We're going to go. You guys, thank you for tuning in, and we will be up in about 2-3 minutes.